Okay, we starting? We starting?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I guess so. What's up, everybody? And we are. What is that, Rodney? Did you get that out of my little kid's toy bin, or is that actually yours? I was gonna say I don't remember buying that, but her grandma kind of spoils her. Okay, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter. And we're kicking this one off with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So I know all you Fred heads have got to be super stoked like I am. Hopefully these other guys are as well. And we see Tyler is already laughing.
I'm super excited.
Yeah,
I can't contain it.
Yeah,
He's literally not stopped talking about how much he loves this since we've got here 3 hours ago.
We'll probably have many a controversial opinion all over again. Obviously, we do not have Josh here. We have forgotten him in the car as well. No, Josh is actually not here, so we won't need to randomly run out and get him. But as far as Banter Buddy of the Week goes, you want to take this one? No. You don't remember the Banter? You were special, trust me.
Jan.
No.
Okay.
No. We talked about this, Rodney. The Mallory.
Oh,
God damn, dude.
Banner Buddy of the Week is Mallory Thompson.
Are you serious?
We're going to keep this start.
Yes, we are, dude.
Okay.
This is all authentic over here, dude. Is that it? You got something else to say?
This is...
You're more worried about that cat than talking about her.
This is Cheshire Cat. This is one of my best friends.
Is that the
and
Banter Buddy?
This is not the Banter Buddy.
Okay.
But Banter Buddy sells Cincy. This is a Cincy buddy. So...
Is that it? Dude, this...
Okay.
All right. Well, Mallory, you are a Banter Buddy of the Week. I'm sorry. This is why I do not let Rodney do Banter Buddies of the Week. But you are our Banter Buddy, and you're definitely my Banter Buddy. He'll do better next time. He'll work on it.
Thanks, Mallory.
Yeah, the Cheshire Cat, or however the fuck you say that.
It smells so good.
What the fuck is that,
Oh,
dude?
yes.
Let me smell.
Dude, don't smell that.
Oh, yeah.
Smelled it right by the pussy.
It smells like cigarettes. That's all it smells like.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's not...
Okay,
it doesn't.
guys.
It smells-
All right.
You smoke cigarettes. You can't smell the
I
Yeah.
quit smoking cigarettes.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
So it smelled funky, bro. He's like, dude, I'm proud of this. Smell this. It's like, it's a pack of Newports, bro. What the fuck is that? We should have just been like, yeah, it's great. And then just went, all right, guys, we're going to jump into the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise after all that. Damn. Are we going to be able to recover from this? I'm so sorry, guys, but authentic. Ain't that right? Okay. I'm going to kick this one off, I think. All right. Straight faces. All right. First one. The classic. I hope these guys fucking agree. I know they probably won't. Y'all are going to break my heart, ain't you?
No.
All right. Okay, so there's an immediate, eerie and creepy atmosphere, all while showcasing how one of, if not the best weapon in horror movie history was made. It really sets the tone with that little entrance and opening with Freddy fucking Krueger, or as I like to call him, Fred Krueger, because that's what he really was the first two movies. You know, I mean, come on, dude. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you with the kids jumping rope. It's so damn good, dude. Again, setting that fucking tone, and that's what this first movie does so well. The fucking tone is set. Johnny Depp in his first movie, from Kentucky like us, that's fucking great. The slow build, kind of go with that tone, is great with Tina waking up with her nightgown cut, you know, just kind of setting that, just like, hold on a second here, like, she was dreaming, though, right? Why is that like that? I know now you're like, dude, it's Freddy Krueger, duh. But not when you first saw the original. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? And Nancy and Tina sharing, you know, that like, I had that same dream. And you're as a viewer, you're like, what? They're having the same fucking dream? There's a legitimate eeriness to all of that. And then Rod, too, he comes up and scares Johnny Depp. And he's trying to act all hard out in the fucking backyard like he was going to do shit. Like, I mean it, buddy. You better get out of here. Nobody was fucking worried about Johnny Depp's scrawny ass. Yeah. But he comes up scaring him, and he makes the same sound, which I don't know how the fuck he did that. How do you verbally make claw noises with your mouth? I guess he did have a claw, didn't he? He had some garden tool or something, but it was the same sound, which, you know, you can put two and two together. You're like, oh, why would he do that? Probably because he's having the same dream too. Little things are sprinkled in there like that I love so much. I love the shot of Freddy, dude, stretching through the wall, like where his head's just kind of peeking over Nancy, and you're like, holy fuck. It's almost like he's like, do I get Nancy? And the cross kind of falls off, and he's like, no, let me go back to Tina. And my fucking God, dude, what a debut for Freddy in the alleyway, dude. Just those long arms, you'd almost think that's kind of goofy, but there's something about it, again, eerie. There's so much eeriness going on. And, I mean, come on, the premise, dude, the premise for Nightmare in general. It's a good setup for a movie. Yeah, premise. Yeah, I always fucking say that backwards. It's like tomato, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you'll hear me say premise sometimes on the show, sometimes premise. But in general, dude, to surmise.
Yes.
There we go. That works. It's not summus. I do like hummus, though. Ugh. Fun fact. Hey, do you like hummus? But yeah, in general, dude, that whole alleyway scene is so fucking good. Tina's deaf, dude. This could be like my favorite kill in horror, dude. That whole like, Tina! And she's just fucking getting flung around, spinning everywhere. Because that's got to be so mind-altering, mind-shattering. You're just like, holy fucking shit. I can't even see what's happening. And she's just getting fucked up left and right. John Saxon is Nancy's dad. I mean, that's always an immediate boost. He's been so good in so many horror movies that people don't watch enough of. Of course, Black Christmas as well. Even dumb ones like Nightmare Beach, I own that movie. And so many different giallos, dude, Tenebrae, all kinds of shit. He's a pillar inside of the genre, and he's been in a lot of good ones. Even Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, if you want to break out of the genre. He was good as Roper, even though he should not have fucking fought Bolo. I stand by that. But John Saxon passed away recently. R.I.P. You were a great actor. And Nancy, man, in general, let's talk about his daughter. Just an extremely, extremely likable character. And, you know, it's kind of rough losing Tina because she was such a good actress in this movie, and I really cared for her. They kind of set her up and do the old bait and switch like they did in so many of these older horror movies that work so well. But it works because Nancy is so damn good, too. She's extremely likable. I really love Heather Langenkamp in the role. And I gotta love the shot of Freddy's glove, dude, coming up between Nancy's legs, like in the bathtub. That's just fucking iconic. And then she's getting pulled under. It's almost like when you see in movies or real life. Let's take it to real life. I know that's happened at least once to somebody where you fall through the ice, dude, and you're just trying to find your way through. It kind of has that kind of imagery to it, which I love. Big ups for having Evil Dead on in Nancy's room while she was chilling. There's something about adding horror movies within a horror movie that I always love. If you haven't been able to tell in the podcast so far, if I love the horror movie within a horror movie, I'm going to call it out. I mean, come on. And then I always like the touch of being able to pull Freddy out of the dream to confront him. I always like that for some reason. Kind of evens the playing field, makes it very interesting to me. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. She went full-on Macaulay Culkin before Macaulay Culkin, dude. She's out here breaking out the booby traps. I mean, she went full-on Home Alone. I fucking love that about it. Once he finally is pulled out of the dream, of course, fucking Johnny Depp's character, dude. He had to not wake up and fucked everything up, but it ended up working out, right? And then how visible is that mat Nancy flips onto from the top window and she jumps out the window? Now that we're getting Blu-rays and shit, dude, it's so bad. You can see her jump, and it's a great followed by a great scene where Freddy pops out of the bushes. But when she flips on that mat, you can see like the blue on it. I think even like it's like right behind the bushes. It's not hid well at all. Probably worked well on VHS, but that's something that's not been too kind to some of these movies. We were even talking about how there was a string on a movie, and I'm like, bro, but when it came out on VHS, you couldn't see that shit. You know what I mean? And how long was that motherfucker on fire? The stunt double downstairs in the basement when Nancy lit him on fire. I feel like he was running around on fire forever. I think the most you're supposed to be on fire is like 7 seconds. After that, fucking cut it off.
Actually,
like
you're not supposed to be on fire at all.
Oh, no shit. I thought if we lit me up right now, I'd be like, come on, man.
7
Only
seconds
5 more seconds.
is 7 seconds too long.
Yeah, I can see like some dude telling that story around a campfire. Like, actually, you got 7 seconds to cool yourself off. Like, no, Dave, you're drunk and you're being an asshole again. Yeah, but that dude seemed like he was on fire. He was like, oh, making these Freddy. You know what? Maybe it was probably Robert Englund, but it was just like, Jesus, this dude is burning. Somebody put him out, dude. Damn, y'all are getting this scene right now. And then, God, dude, the way he takes the mom in this movie is genuinely creepy. How she just like slowly gets pulled under the fucking bed. After that, and she's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. And he's like, you what? Like, it's fucking great, dude. This whole movie, the last little gotcha scene isn't the best. Like, fucking the mom looks like just like a plastic dog and ripped through the window. But it all goes with the times, man. The first Nightmare is a true classic to me. And that's my piece.
Yeah, you pretty much covered everything. You really like this movie, don't you?
All right, on to Elm Street 2. I do the only talking.
I love the scene when Freddy's chasing her down the alleyway and he's got them long arms. That's like one of my favorite scenes in the whole franchise.
It's great.
It's so creepy.
Hey, Tina, watch this.
I like how Nancy like faces Freddy and then she burns herself to wake herself up. I was like, that's really smart. And then
dude, that was like hard.
The ending, you're like, oh, everyone's happy and alive, and then they get in that car, and the convertible, and the car top comes down. Look, it's the color of Freddy's sweater. I was like, oh, they're gonna make a second one, aren't they? And they made a bunch. But yeah,
more than 2.
This was a good one.
A good one.
I like this one. Yeah.
I like the original
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The one we just talked about.
Yeah, there's really not much for me to say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is why you should start it, dude.
Oh yeah, I'll start.
I mean, you're not starting now.
Oh, okay.
Everything. The start has been. You can't restart a start, dude.
So when are we gonna start recording?
We're recording right now. If you didn't know that, I don't know what's wrong with you. What do you got to say? Fuck, dude. I told you about bringing a mute on this show.
He's not gonna talk to people you don't know.
You might as well be a mute right now. You got to say something. Didn't you say you wrote notes for once?
Turn your mic on.
Is your mic off? You can't hear that?
Mm-mm.
He's talking right now.
Is he?
Yeah. Can y'all?
This is so stupid.
I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing. You told me you wrote notes this time. Was that not a thing? Did you not tell me?
I got.
He
the
was
rankings.
bragging about
Yeah,
it.
he's
He
like,
was
I got
actually
notes.
wrote
I
notes.
pass it to him, and he's got the least
we were
amount to
shocked.
say ever, dude.
That's a blank
I got-
screen on your phone. There's nothing there.
It really is. It's just a black
Is it?
screen.
I got rankings on there on my phone.
That's
it?
Yeah.
Double jinx. Okay, so do you not have anything else to say about the first
Yeah,
one?
the first one was like, okay, the alleyway was like my favorite part of it, but you all both talked about that.
You know what?
The way-
Hammer it down a little more.
The way the mom was taken through the bed was something I was going to talk about, but you pretty much.
Well, that's why
hit the
you
nail
gotta
on
go
the head.
first.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love whenever she gets pulled into the bed.
Yeah.
Like it's so, dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy for real.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Let's move
That
on.
scene and just y'all right now. Okay. All right. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I got a gang of shit to say about this one. So why don't one of y'all start this off? Or you got something to start off with on this one?
Okay, I'll start. I'll start this one.
Did
off.
y'all watch these movies this week?
Yeah,
I
we
did.
watched all of them back to back to back. They're running together. The opening scene with the bus, I liked it.
What?
Is that the right movie? Yeah.
Yes.
And then Jesse, they move into Nancy's old house. Does Freddy just pick on that one house on Elm Street? I don't think so. I don't care about the characters. That's one of my notes. I did love the pool party scene.
It was great.
Freddy looked amazing in this one. By the
Yes.
way, I put Freddy looks great in this movie. The whole
Where do
possessing
you do your makeup, bro?
the whole possessing Jesse thing, it didn't do it for me. So this one kind of took a step back from the original.
Jesse's
That's all my notes.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I going from the first one to the second one was kind of like a drop. It really. I mean, this one I
Drop.
don't hate this one, but I did not get along with the characters with Jesse and
Love you, Mark.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I
like,
disagree.
dude.
Yeah, Mark. No.
yeah,
Mark,
Jesse
right.
and Mark. I couldn't get in tune with them, but I mean, it's just like. I don't know, the whole
This
coach
one-
in the locker room, and then like just
Taking balls to the
yeah,
face
yeah.
left and right.
the like he was talking about the possession, like it didn't do it for me like it should have. Like it just wasn't.
I
The
feel-
acting wasn't there for me.
There's a lot of. I actually think Mark's really great in the role, but
He did a great job.
But
Nothing
it's-
against him or anything. I just didn't like the other characters. I actually did like Jesse.
see, I actually really like Lisa, and I like Grady or Brady. Is it Grady or Brady? I don't know
Grady.
what's- I
Grady.
want to say.
Did
Grady.
you watch the movie?
I thought his name was Gravy. Yeah, all gravy here. But yeah, this one's a little more divisive for me, though. I got nothing but praise, really. Mark Patton is one of my all-time, for all intents and purposes, Final Girl, Scream Queen. If you haven't checked out that documentary, please fucking do. Do I got that on standby right here? As a matter of fact, I do. Pulled it quick enough. That is a great fucking documentary about this movie. I have a review for it, and it's definitely worth reading too, if you want to give me props. Yeah. Great flick. More about how, how this movie was purposely written to be kind of gay. A lot of fucking overtones rather than undertones. But, I mean, in general, dude, Mark just kills it. I think he's very underrated as a scream queen, as he'd personally call it. Great documentary. Go watch that shit. The opening dream sequence, I think, is amazing. It legitimately, there's something about that hits more close to home for me. I always dream about buses falling off cliffs. That'd be some shit. But I had to throw that in there. But
I thought you were dead serious.
no. In general, though, you know what I mean? There's just certain dreams, I guess, in this movie that feel more like a dream you'd have. You know what
Dude.
I mean? Like, I can imagine, like, me, like, waking up next to my wife and being like, dude, I had the weirdest fucking dream. Dude, I was with my friends in school, and we went off a fucking mountain, and everything was falling apart.
Dude.
That sounds like a dream I would have.
I
You
still
know what I'm
have
saying?
dreams that I'm in high school and I forget where all my classes are and I forget my locker combination.
See?
And I got to go to the counselor's office. It's such.
That sounds so
It
boring.
sucks. It sucks.
It's like the worst.
No,
No,
because
because
I'm like,
this one again.
yeah.
I'd rather have Freddy than this bullshit.
I also had dreams that like I'm at work for like 4 hours and then I wake up and I actually have to go to work. I'm like, God, it's turned into a
That's the
14-hour work day.
I hate that shit. But what's your locker combination though?
I don't even remember.
Damn it, you stay forget. If you just
I don't even
remember it,
remember
you'll be able
my
to go in the
locker.
dream good.
I
Yeah.
don't even have.
I didn't even have.
Do
a
people
locker,
use
yeah.
lockers now?
Yeah. What is going on? Okay, yeah. I think the biggest thing, kind of what you touched on, Freddy is fucking like all-time scary in this one.
Yes.
The look, the voice, it's absolute perfection. And I think, it's wrong now. Back in the day, it was a thing where people just couldn't get down with all like the homosexual stuff, and they kind of cast that against it. But now when you watch it, man, like, I think you can look at it with an open eye, and I think people kind of confused it. They're like, okay, this movie didn't do well, but it was more for what I mentioned first, even though it shouldn't have. But they kind of were like, all right, if this one didn't do as well as the first, let's scrap everything and start over. And then when Dream Warriors happened and it was such a big success, and we'll get to how I feel about that one, they were kind of like, okay, that's good. Let's get rid of everything that was, including the Freddy look. But they didn't realize if they would have kept that Freddy look and that Freddy along the way, it was the movie around him that people weren't vibing with. Not me, but other people. Freddy, good Lord, was Freddy good in this movie. I love Mark's scream coming out of the opening dream sequence. Just the and they're downstairs. Just like, I loved his parents in this movie too. I thought they were great. His little family. Just the look on their faces, like, here he goes again. I don't know why, but I always like that. I love the side characters. See, this is what I was gonna say. Lisa, Grady, the parents, the family. I didn't get that vibe that y'all did. I thought they were great. A lot of people give the movie shit. You know what? I'm not even going that one. Let's leave that one at bay because that's kind of more what I just talked about with the homosexual tendencies in the movie. The score is highly underrated here, man. I love the fucking score in this movie, and it never gets talked about. A forgotten gem of a score. It has quite a few great lines in general from Kruger. You got the body, I got the brain. Like all that shit. Try it on for size. All that shit. It's fucking great, dude. You are all my children. I could listen to that all fucking day, dude. And then the only way to dance while cleaning your room, dude, for sure. Mark Patton nailed it with that, dude. That dance, that's the only way I dance when I clean my room, dude. I love how, like, he comes in. What is that toy even called? Do y'all remember what he was playing with? Where, like, as they walk in, he pops it. It's like a ball on a string, and it comes out.
The ball and the string toy.
Is that? I just named it. That's what it's called. No shit. They never came up with a better name. But yeah, that scene. I don't know. That's always memorable, for better or worse. People always talk about that scene, and yeah, I love it too. It works for whatever reason. I also like how they used the diary for Nancy. You know, it helps tie Freddie more into the movie, and it kind of helps include Nancy into the first sequel, even though she's not there. It's almost like, you know, she's there in spirit. I dig it. A lot of people look down on Freddie slowly trying to take over Jesse, and this is the biggest point I personally want to drive home. But it makes this entry stand out to me. And my rebuttal to people saying, how can Freddie come into the real world, would be as if we didn't see him get pulled into the real world in the last one. My thing is, even though it might not be practical, we do know with 100% certainty that Freddie can come into the real world. It might not be exactly, you know, he came into the world without meaning to, but guess what? We do know for a fact, 100%, this is not debatable, that he is capable of coming into the real world. So it's not that hard for me to suspend my disbelief. Like, maybe this was Freddie just trying a different tactic with Mark's character. Normally he waits. He gets in their minds, okay, and waits for their dreams. But with Mark, he tried a different approach. And in the end, when he came out into the real world through Mark, he got burned for it. So he left that approach on the doorstep, essentially. So I never have had a problem with this. Everybody's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's plot holes. I don't think it's as much of a plot hole as people make it out to be. Because even though it might seem like, oh, well, Freddy's never done that before, we do know he can come out into the real world. That's 100%. We can't debate that. You might not be able to stretch the imagination, but at least there's proof that he can exist in the real world. So that's one gripe I've never got as much as other people. I always thought the coach getting towel whipped was a little corny. We don't do that here. This isn't every entry past this movie, okay? That's like the one time where I'm like, everything gets a little too corny after this one for me, and everybody's like, what about the towel? I'm like, okay, I'll give you that one scene. But everything else is pretty fucking straightforward. Oh my God. The pool party onward is just epicness to me. Everything past that point is so fucking amazing. The practical effects on Jesse becoming Freddy, how great are those? And Freddy in the fire, dude, after he gets shot at by that shotgun by the dad, and he's just like, turns his head, and it shows him like
so
mad.
Freaky looking.
And then it cuts back, and then it comes back to him again. He's like gritting his teeth, like staring his eyes. It's like, oh my God. Like, that's one of my favorite shots. I'm not just saying this. It's one of my favorite shots in like any movie. Like, it looks fucking amazing. I get chills every time through that section where he's like, you are all my children now. And then followed by that every time. Then he walks off like in between everybody, and they all clear out like a fucking boss, dude. And I love how Freddy plays with Lisa using Jesse's voice, where fucking Lisa's like, get out of him. And he's like, no, Jesse's dead. All that shit. That cracks me up. Something about the way he reacts to that. And then, God, dude. The dogs with human faces on them. That was a little fucking weird. But they still haunt my dreams, man. I used to actually, when we talk about nightmares, I used to have that. Like, just something about that is just so fucking, like, off-putting. Seeing somebody's face on a fucking dog, dude. It's, like, stretched. It's just weird. And then, of course, Freddy, like, in the fire, he's, like, melting. Like, oh, like, all that. Fucking love it, dude. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Bit of the black sheep of the family, but I fucking love this movie. And then we talk about Dream Warriors. I know it's the best voice you've ever heard. Dream Warriors, guys. This is the fan favorite, if you will.
Is it really?
Yeah, we're going to disappoint some people.
I didn't mind Dream Warriors.
Didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it. I liked it all except for
The Dream Warriors.
Well, no. I cannot stand... what's his name? Starts with a K. Kincaid.
Kincaid
I cannot
sucks.
stand Kincaid.
We just hurt a lot of people's feelings. I'm the same way. When you were texting me, I was like, don't tell me you don't like him either. Yeah, Kincaid is like a fan favorite.
That's
but,
crazy.
Like, we got that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what it was too.
Yeah,
It's
the
like he
fucking,
was so
come here,
overdoing
Freddy, you
it.
pussy.
Yeah.
It's just like,
It's
ugh. Like,
so bad.
Like, get this guy out of his voice is annoying. I just couldn't get into it. Now, I will say this much. In the fourth one, I liked him a little more.
Ooh,
Not
slow down.
exactly.
Don't get ahead. We're on the third movie.
No. And I think he acts the role out. I don't want to say anything bad about the actor here for sure, because he acts the role out well. It just doesn't work for me, like, I guess. It obviously works, because people love Kincaid, dude, and I can get it. It's just there's something about it that just doesn't mesh with me. I don't know what it is, and trust me, I got many an unpopular opinion. But Kincaid overall, and it's honestly not just him for me in this movie, a lot of these characters, I'm the Wizard Master, I think it's more of what they were set out to do. Doesn't work out for me as much as it does other people.
Kincaid's awful.
Okay, yeah. Hey, most people love him though. We gotta give him that.
But I did like the wizard, his wizard powers that
see,
Buddy had in there.
I couldn't stand that. That
yeah,
was corny to me. I'm the
loved
Wizard
it.
Master. Like,
If you also watch closely, whenever the nurse puts him in the bed, his left leg completely shifts over, like he does the
Yeah, he
splits in the
moves.
bed, but he's like paralyzed from the waist down, so there's no way. But I like the fact that he knew that in his dreams, like he could stand up and that he can do whatever basically he wanted to, like wizardry and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The added therapist with the big head that would watch over the guy that came in there.
We do character names here.
Yes,
not-
what's
not-
his name?
What's the big-headed motherfucker?
What's the boss's name? I done forgot his name.
The boss. You mean the guy that was going around with Nancy and was
Yes,
seeing Freddie's
yes.
mom? You found out.
Yeah.
See, now I didn't have a point about him. Probably because I wasn't a big fan of him.
I
Actually,
liked
either.
him.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't terrible. I'm just not. There wasn't anything noteworthy enough to put on there. But yeah, I don't think I wrote his name down. I honestly don't remember it off top. So the big-headed motherfucker, the big-head doctor guy. That we'll roll with him. Big-headed doctor guy.
I liked his little plot. His story in it.
BHDG.
His line.
Oh, BHDG over here, big-headed doctor guy.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like how it's like an Avengers-esque Nightmare on Elm Street kind of vibe
Dude,
to it. Like
people love that movie,
a
man.
bunch of
They
people
adore it.
getting together to take down Freddy. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it had its ups and downs for sure, but it wasn't too bad.
It had a lot of middles to me.
Yeah. I love that the original Nancy is back.
Do dig that as well.
I like the scene where Freddy's controlling that guy by like his tendons, and he gets on top of that building,
was
and they're all
great.
screaming for
Yeah,
him.
he's
not
basically
to,
a pup. He like,
not
you
to
the wizard
jump.
master. I'm the puppet master, motherfucker.
And then Freddy just cuts the tendons and he falls. This is exactly like the Cult of Chucky movie where they're in an insane asylum pretty much, and no one's gonna believe anything they say.
Yeah, Cold Chucky did so much better. No, I'm just playing.
Nancy admits to the kids that the parents killed Freddy, and that's why he's after them. Let's see here. They all decide to go to sleep so they can fight Freddy together. I thought that was dumb. No, I thought that was a good idea.
I was just like, yeah, this is getting a little weird now. They're like sitting back in the chairs and going into each other's dreams.
It was like
It's iffy to
Inception.
me, yeah.
Freddy kills Nancy by pretending to be her dad.
Die.
And then I was like, nope, Nancy comes back alive and stabs Freddy with his own hand. And then I'm like, boom, then Nancy dies. And I was bummed. I didn't want that. And then you find out the nun was Freddy's mom. This movie, it was average for me. Yeah, I don't want to
say that. You don't say that.
It's average.
Okay. Let me start off by saying I love the opening to this movie. I think it's amazing where you see the big shadow of where he's chasing Patricia. What the fuck? What is Patricia Arquette?
Patricia Arquette.
I know, I'm saying that much, but what's her name? I know her name. Any other time. Motherfucker. We're just going to forget it for now. Patricia Arquette's character.
Is it Natalie?
No.
Dana?
No, definitely not. Natalie Dana Arquette. Yeah,
Bro.
Patricia Arquette's character, dude. When she's running down that hallway, dude, and you see Freddy, the shadow on the wall, that's Junior. That's Freddy right there to me. That's Fred to me, I should say, before he became Freddy. Because I've noticed that's really when the jokes started piling on that were a little
Kristen.
more corny. Yes.
Kristen, yeah.
Yes, there you go. I have it wrote in here somewhere, and I should just know it, but just fucking blanked on the spot. But yeah, Kristen, when she's running that corner, that shadow of Freddy, and then you see him come over, and she gets stuck in the muck. Now, that's kind of a recycled idea, kind of, because from the first one, Nancy had to do that going up the steps. But just looking at Freddy, like, sprinting behind her like that, I thought that was intense. That whole scene, then she goes in, and there's that girl's, like, dead all of a sudden that she's holding, and then the people hanging. Like, all that's so great. And Freddy's in the mirror, and she's like, Mom! And then to have him in the mental institution. I mean, kind of like what Josh was saying about Cold to Chucky. It's a good place to have Freddy, because, people already don't believe him. They definitely ain't going to believe motherfuckers in a mental institution, and that's why Nancy's that great balance. And, yeah, I mean, I think Patricia Arquette, in general, does a good job as the final girl. I don't know if she's as great as some people say. A lot of people get hung up on that. They're like, oh, my God, she was amazing. I think she was good. She's not like one of my favorites or anything personally. It's really cool seeing what was then Larry Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne's brother.
Twin brother.
We remember that fucking conversation. If you've been sticking with us, that was a revelation, right? You're like, no, it's his bro. It's like, no, it's fucking Lawrence, bro. Yeah, yeah, that was funny to bring back an old joke. Yeah, and like I was saying with Nancy, dude, getting her back is just awesome. And Nancy's dad, too. You can't forget about John Saxon. It was cool to see him again. And I thought Freddy, whatever the fuck he is in that scene, he has like a snake or a worm, whatever he is in that scene, where he turns to Nancy, he's like, you, and all that. Who is calling you? Bud? What? Okay. Enough of that. Snake, whatever he is in that scene, he looks really cool, dude. It's a good setup for Freddy. I thought that was awesome. And, I'm just kind of what I touched on. Not a big fan of the kids in the movie. A lot of people are like, these are awesome. For me, there's a lot of cringe involved with all of them, for the most part. Some solid kills, dude. Philip's death, like you were talking about. And then there's this. This is where the movie really took a turn for me. And this might be like Freddy's most popular line, where he pulls old girl into the TV. It's like, it's your big break. And he's doing all that. And he's like, welcome to prime time, bitch. All that. It's like, people love that. For me, I'm like, that is the scene where it jumped the shark for me. Like, it's just like, it's your big break. Like, I'm just like, it's not scary to me anymore at that point. Now, people can say there's a balance, but it doesn't come across. See, some people love balance, and that's fine. But for me, I'd rather go all one way or all the other way almost, because then it's like it feels just disjointed to me. And that was the moment I was like, here, this scary Freddy's gone. And that signifies that, and it bothers me. And no one ever talks about this. The voice of Freddy in this movie is all over the place. Sometimes he's like, whatever the fuck that is. And then sometimes he's like, I was just saying. And it's like, what? Dude, that's not the same voice. It's almost like they just forgot to add it in, and it legitimately bothers me. Freddy's voice already isn't as dark and scary as is. And then sometimes he's just talking like regular old fucking Robert Englund. Never like that. And honestly, the Dream Warriors in general, that's always just kind of been lame to me. Like, let's go fight Freddy. And then they're just, what their superpowers are weird. Like, Kincaid's like this big guy. I guess that's how he sees himself, but he's like not buff at all. And then you got fucking Kristen doing front flips. She's the gymnast. And then you got the Wizard Master, the guy that can't talk. Oh, look out. Now he can. And that's his power, his voice. It's just... it's like I don't know. It doesn't do it. I don't hate it, but it's just like
the power of free speech.
I'm telling you, brother. Amen. Daps. Okay, leave me hanging. Oh, you're coming. You're coming. Yeah. It just, I don't know, dude. That goes with like we're kind of going away from that darker territory, right? Like like Nancy and like Company, like them doing that in the first one. I can't even imagine it. It would just feel out of place, and it's just it doesn't work for me that well, I should say. I love how Freddy's blades. What in the fuck did I turn to needles and Taryn's? Like when Taryn's in her dream or whatever, and those fucking blades go to. He's like, want to get high, like all that. That's just a fucking awesome fucking choice. And then of course, fucking Taryn's like her little like wounds or whatever, like her track marks start like going like. like their little fucking mouse like suckling for that shit. That was fucking amazing. Got to give props where they're due on that one. As I kind of said, the Wizard Master shit is corny as fuck to me. I do like when Freddy's at the end of the tunnel first. He's like, "You look tired." And he's like talking like that. He sounds good in a rare moment there. The screaming souls on Freddy's body are awesome. I love how he's like the souls of it, and they're like ah and all that. I thought that was a fucking awesome use of practical effects. It looked really cool. And I don't like Skeleton Freddy. This goes with the corny shit to me. It's goofy, and it's a goofy way to off Saxon. Like, to have John Saxon such an integral part, and to see, like, the skeleton, like, spinning around, hitting people with a shovel, just, it looks weird, and Saxon gets it from I mean, he got it from Freddy, technically, but that kind of Freddy, it just wasn't a good way to send him out, I don't think. And you could see from a million miles away that that wasn't Nancy's dad at the end. The music they were fucking playing, he's like, "I've crossed over, sweetie." And it's like, dude, don't be a dumb bitch right now. Come on, Nancy. You're not this stupid. Do not fight. Next thing you know, dar. And I love the music when the doctor is climbing out of the hole. I do like that musical touch when he's in the hole and he's climbing out, trying to burn Freddy and end it for all. I thought that felt kind of serious, which this movie lacks a lot of. Nancy's death, dude, was very unceremonious to me, dude. It was just like she got fooled on like the dumbest thing ever, and it was just a quick stab, and it's just like, I don't know. It felt like it was just like, is this it? Like, is this where it feels like it should have worked, but the execution was not there for me. And then the nun that you found out is Freddy's mother, like, it just does nothing for me. Like, it's another thing. I feel like sounds kind of cool on paper, but the whole movie, like, now that I know who it is, when I'm rewatching it, I'm just bored with these scenes. Trim the fat. Like, I don't need this. It's not executed well enough to me. Obviously, it is for most of y'all that are hating our reviews of this right now. I do love the ending where the light flips on inside the toy house. Just a little subtle thing letting you know, like, oh, is he still out there? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. And then, the Dream Warriors song. I think it's pretty badass. Overall, this movie, I don't think is bad. I'm not trying to say that. If you actually go back and listen to my points, it was a kind of half and half, but I don't get the love for me personally. It's not amazing like some people would say, in my opinion.
4.
Yeah, who's ready for
Dream Master? Oh, I like how they brought some of the characters from 3 back. I like the high school parking lot where there's 10 motorcycles just parked next to each other. That wasn't like our high school at all. I guess it was the 80s, so
yeah.
The cool kids drive the. They got a jerk of a dad, Alice and Rick. The dad's such a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
The cool scene I really liked when Joey died in the waterbed.
Yeah, that was dope. There's a lot of cool deaths in this movie in general. Like, they're just well staged.
Jesus. There we go.
You want me to take?
I like the kill where Freddy kisses the soul out of that chick.
Oh, that's amazing. She just like
sucks the soul out of it.
What a suck face.
And then
That's great,
the ending of it was they're by the fountain, and Alice is looking in the fountain, and she sees like a reflection of Freddy. You know it's not over, and you know they're probably going to make 4 more movies, and you're just like, oh God, I can't believe this. No, I like this one a little bit more than some of the other ones. So
yeah,
this one wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too great either.
It hadn't completely.
It had its moments.
Yeah, it hadn't went completely off the rails yet.
Not yet, but it's about to.
Yeah, Rodney's like, it went completely off the rails.
I love the intro to this movie. The skeleton rebirth and everything. I thought that was pretty cool how they went with
the fucking dog pisses on him.
Dude, well, yeah, pisses on the ground to break open the ground, and then for him to come up and all. Yeah, that was awesome. Kincaid dies. I was pretty happy. I mean,
don't like Kincaid. I'm not a big fan either, but you're just like, no.
Yeah. But yeah, this one I actually enjoyed this one more than 3 for
really?
sure. Yeah. like he was talking about that scene in the classroom when he like sucks, dude. That shit
It's
that, like,
dope.
cut me, dude. I didn't expect that, and then as she's deflating,
I'm actually
just
surprised.
like, oh.
I give this movie some. I like this one more than 3 too. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it, and
Yeah.
everybody would fucking be like, "You're an idiot."
Wow, I can't. Yeah, me too. Actually.
Oh shit! Yes.
So
Oh damn! I'm
Yeah,
digging this.
I
This is
think-
the first time I've been happy with all y'all in my life. I think.
you're
I think the
welcome.
way Freddie was in it too was pretty strong, pretty solid. Like you were talking about from the third one, how you didn't like him in the third one. It wasn't dark. I think he came back pretty dark in this one.
Yeah, to an
Yeah.
extent, but he's super gimmicky at times in this one too. Like he's like coming on the fucking from the sand from the beach. He's got like the
Oh, the
fin
fins,
up,
the fin.
but it like the G's like putting on the glasses. It's like the corny shit in this
That
one
shit
works.
was dumb. The glasses and all his one-liners
I
are
like
usually
it,
pretty
though.
stupid anyway.
Yeah,
but,
I like
mean,
that shit. He's like kicking her head into the fucking sand. and shit.
Quicksand.
But I love how he ruins that dream. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, she's like, oh, I got this. This is no problem. I'm on the beach. I'm good. And then here comes Freddie to wreck the day. Dude.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think 4 was pretty solid. So yeah.
Yeah, 4 is solid for me too. I think this one's a little more all out with its wackiness. I prefer one or the over the other. You know, like kind of like what I said with balance. It's just I think it's better when you go more all in if it's executed right. And this one, I feel like this version of Freddy, and we kind of get it again in 5 and 6. This is easily the best kind of movie you could make with this version of Freddy, with the dream set pieces, the kills, everything, the way the set's designed. It just connects on all levels. Tuesday Night is not as good as Patricia Arquette as Kristen at all, but it's not like turn the movie off bad. It is always weird when they do that, when they switch it, and you're like, that's obviously not Patricia Arquette. It don't even look like her.
Yeah.
So that's a little weird, but works just enough for me. However, I do love Alice. I think Alice is awesome as like the new final girl. It kind of gets the torch passed to her. She's probably actually I like her more than Patricia Arquette. She's probably my second favorite final girl in this franchise. I think the set design, like I said, the effects especially shine in this one. I didn't mind the beginning where all the Dream Warriors were offed. A lot of people hated that. I'm good with that kind of shit, and especially since I'm not a big Dream Warriors fan. I'm like, yes, kill them. No, I'm just playing. I wasn't like that, but it's not enough of an offense to me to where I can be like, why are you killing them off? For me, it's like I'm not a huge fan of them anyways, and like it's kind of dope that they went there with it in general. Whereas other people are like, they killed the Dream Warriors. This movie's unforgivable. Not me. The dog piss resurrection you were talking about, that was something else. Like, what a way to revive Freddy.
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
honestly.
and the effects I thought were amazing.
They-
Like when he was
not,
coming,
yeah, not bad at all.
where he was coming back and the skin was coming back.
It started
down.
with the blood and then the veins and then
Mhm.
yeah, this shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, the body coming back together. You gotta love that. I love the junkyard, just the visual of the junkyard,
Yeah.
how it just seems endless. I'm gonna give Kincaid some props here. There's something about the shot when Kincaid's like, "Freddy's back, Freddy's back." That voice where it's just echoing. You're like, I can still hear it in my head. Don't do it. Yeah, but I like that. And then like it just shows like the endless amounts of cars. To paint my last point even further home, I think it's a great opening for Freddy, capped by the "Tell him Freddy sent you," talking
Yeah,
about the hell.
yeah.
Like he's like, "See you in hell" or what. I love that. The waterbed kill, like you were saying,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Pretty
Like,
cool. That was awesome.
Yeah. How's this for a wet dream? Oh, that's fucking great. The beach scene I kind of touched on, dude. Freddy's just styling and profiling in this. But you can tell Robert Englund's just having a blast with this one, 100%. The kills in general are great and creative. The "want to suck face," kind of like you said. Just seeing Freddy like slicing the apples, the teacher with like his claw, like that was cool to me. And the cockroach kill, dude. That
Dude,
one
that
was
was crazy.
that was like out there, but like if you remember in the beginning of the movie, that girl like stepped on a cockroach, so he kind of like brought it all the way back around. And he's like, "No pain, no gain," and just snapping. The practical effects on that scene were amazing. Like just how she slowly was transforming, and of course just the look of Freddy staring at it and crushing her. I thought that was amazing. The karate scene, kill, however, I thought that was whack. But that's another thing. If you look at the documentaries I showed you, they literally were like out of budget on that scene, and they were like, "What are we gonna do?" So they just threw something together like that. So not a big fan.
Wait, what now?
The karate scene where the one guy that did the karate, he was like doing that shit, and then it's just Freddy's glove like attacking him. And he was, like, doing eyes kick. Yeah. They literally ran out of budget, and they were just like, "How are we gonna do this?" And
So his fighting was just like,
yeah,
do what you do, bud.
yeah, they were just like, just do some roundhouses.
That makes a lot of sense because his fighting was awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was so
Speaking
bad.
of awful, as somebody that's a nunchucker extraordinaire, I'm not that great, but I'm all right. The nunchuck scene was like where Alice was doing the nunchuck. It's definitely a man. Like, it's not even close. You see her from behind, and she's over there like flipping them like this, and it's just like, dude, that is, but like that's the fucking lead singer of Van Halen right there. like, who the fuck? That is not Alice. What in the world? Look at that hair, dude. And I thought the movie theater scene was cool. How Alice kind of got sucked into the screen. That was pretty awesome. I love the shot of the revolving like tunnel where Freddy's like spinning it, and they're just like, I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. And then Freddy and Alice's showdown was cool. It's corny because it's more like Dream Warriors type shit, but the effects on all the souls breaking out of Krueger, I think is cool. Where they're like pulling his head back, and overall, I think this one works for me better, in large part because of this. I think 3 and 4 are about on the same level, but 4 works for me better because I have a second to breathe. Like, I leave 2 where I'm like, that is Freddy at his fucking best, dude. Look how terrifying he is. He's making jokes, but it's like in the name of just being flat out evil. And then I go to like, welcome to prime time, bitch, and all this shit, and I'm just like, this has gotten a little too corny for me. And then by the 4th one, since I had that 3rd one in between, I'm not going from 2 to 3 where I'm like, this is too fucking different. By the time I watch 3, which isn't the 3rd one's fault, it's more of where it's placed in the franchise, I kind of have that breather like, okay, I turn on the 4th one, this is kind of what we're going for now, and I accept it for what it is. So it's easier for me to enjoy 4 because of that reason, I think.
Okay, now 4 is the one where, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the one where she has to get the victims for him, kind of, in the dream state?
The forehead?
The forehead?
What'd you just say?
Where she gets the victims for him. Where he, like, she thinks of their name. Okay, yeah.
That's 4. I could have swore you said, is this the one where she gets the victims' foreheads? No. And I was like, when she just, like, puts their foreheads in a box? Yeah. Is she? Well, damn, dude. I know it's Alice. But I almost want to say that's 5. It's 5 because 5 is when she starts doing that. She's like, I collected him too, or like I'm the one doing it. She might have did some of that in 4 too, though. But I'm pretty sure it's in 5,
all right,
where she starts feeling bad because everybody's dying around her and it's her fault. I think that's the next one. Which, what a segue. Why don't you talk about that, where she gets people's foreheads?
That's about the only thing I like about this one. Is the fact that she was his, I guess, gateway into getting the souls that he needs, which is what failed for me in the second one. This is where I kind of go back to the second one, and I'm like, okay, the possession didn't work out as well as it should have in my eyes, but the way they did it in the 5th one, and I guess a little bit of the 4th one too, was like beautiful. The way they executed that, how he has to have her, and then he's like, your shift is over, and then throws her back, like puts her back to being awake again and shit. Like, it's, I don't know, I don't like this movie.
No.
But I definitely think that was the upside about the whole movie.
The upside.
I hated the look of Freddy in this one too.
Oh, this is where that's the classic thing people talk about. He's almost in the final stages of becoming a whole roll of bubblegum. He just looks like you literally could pick his face and it'd string out like bubblegum, and you'd just be like, that's good. What is that? Is that original flavor? Or? Yeah, let me not rip that off. Unplug myself, yeah. You like 5, Tyler?
Oh, hell no. The weird dinner scene where Freddy's shoving the food down Greta's throat.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
He's just too cartoonish at this point.
And then the superhero shooting Freddy in the dream, the comic book kid.
Freddy.
Freddy doesn't look good at all. The set designs are pretty cool, but the movie is absurd and ridiculous in a bad way.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say about this.
Okay.
Move on.
I don't like the 101 or whatever the fuck it is, Maniac stuff. I think all that's pretty fucking dumb. I think the characters are the least intriguing here by a mile. I mean, I love Alice, but past her, it's just like a dole fest. The boredom strikes, dude. Just dole, 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 dole. That's the most I can say about this movie. I could handle jokey Freddy to an extent, but by now it's really, really wearing on me. They're going over the top with it. The makeup, that's what I was going to say, like y'all were saying, it's a bit botched. There's just not enough detail to it at all. It does suck we got a butchered version of the motorcycle kill, because that would be a positive if we didn't. I mean, that kill's still okay, but Freddy coming to life, like, on the motorcycle, like maximum overdrive or whatever the fuck he's saying, dude. It's just like, it's so fucking corny. But there's some great practical effects on the uncut scene. I think you can see that on YouTube if you guys want to check that out. I wouldn't though, because this whole movie's a bad taste in my mouth. The Super Freddy stuff, I actually thought it was kind of cool, and the whole comic book scene, it was fun. Not my kind of shit. I'd rather it be the dark Freddy, the dark version of Freddy. But for this Freddy, and what I know I'm getting into, I wouldn't have that even in the first two. I would hate my life if it was there. But for what this was, I can at least say, like, at least that's kind of entertaining. So that's why it kind of works for me. There's a couple shots I like of Freddy when he's initially chasing Alice down the hallway. I thought he was used well. Where if he was in another movie, I'd be like, that was kind of creepy. And it's probably because he was kind of in the dark and you couldn't see him. Because if you could, it wouldn't be creepy. The kid in this movie isn't the best. I thought he was annoying and weird and was not a good child actor to me. He's got one of those faces. Everybody knows those people. It just has like a punchable face. And because he's a kid, I guess I probably shouldn't say that. But when you get older, buddy, it's on. Well, he's like older than me now. But yeah.
I work with a guy that looks like Freddy.
Dude, that's awesome.
Well, Robert England, he looks like him. But if he got burned pretty bad, he looked just like Freddy, probably.
Oh, then he'd look completely different, wouldn't he? And then last thing I will say, the terrible end credit track. I mean, it's like hip hop and shit, like old school, like Run DMC type hip hop. Like, we're gonna go grab the boat, and later on, we hope it floats. And don't you really know? And it's just like, dude, this is just cringy. Like, why is this at the end of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? It just doesn't, like, how have we gotten here? That's always my biggest line I use in these movies, because you really feel that way. Dream Child is not only bad, but it's also dull, and that's the worst mistake you can make in a horror movie. There's a lot of horror movies that are bad, but they're still entertaining. This one, it's bottom of the fucking barrel. Freddy's fucking dead. Oh. Finally, he's gone.
Okay, yeah.
Go for it.
The best thing about this movie was the opening plane scene and the house falling.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite part. The acting wasn't the best. I put Carlos gets killed by Freddy. I don't even remember who Carlos is. At all.
He's the one with the hearing aid.
I almost spit my drink out. That was great.
Oh, the guy with the hearing aid. Got it. Still don't ring a bell. Freddy playing the video game with the kid in it. Okay. Freddy doesn't look good at all. Freddy's very vulnerable in this one. Bro. Freddy has a daughter. That's all my notes. This movie blew
hard ass.
It sucked.
Most people hate this movie. It's full on comedy at this point.
It's ridiculous.
He's fucking. He's like the witch from fucking Wizard of the Oz.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm coming to get you, brother. It's just like, again, how did we get here? What is this shit, dude? I don't know, dude. Do you want this?
It was filled with one-liners from Freddy. I feel like the script of this movie was just like, all right, Freddy, Robert, just all one-liners. This whole movie. The video game shit pissed me off just because I was wasting my time watching it.
We could have watched so many better movies than this.
It's so bad. It's so bad. none of it was slightly like not scary. I can't watch movies that like scary movies at night, but I feel like I could have watched this
You
one at
could
night
have
by
watched
myself.
this one. Yeah, we got to talk to
This
you about
one-
that. You got
Yeah.
issues.
You gotta man up,
It's
dude.
too scary, bro.
But no, this movie was
Dude,
just
take your little fucking stuffed animal.
a travesty.
Cuddle with it.
it's a he.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just
Dude,
got
be
real personal.
respectful, man. Come on.
Come on, dude. Jesus. You don't call it it?
Jeez.
What
He
do
doesn't
you
want to talk to you.
What do you
He's
like
nervous.
to be
It's
claimed?
first time on camera.
That's true, right?
He also thinks the 6th one is shit.
Yeah. He's got good taste in movies.
Yeah, you ain't gonna
You
The
know,
whole
it's-
daughter aspect was trash too. Like they could have done way better with that than what they did.
It's terrible, dude. All right, on to New Night. Freddy's dead, dude. The Goo Goo Dolls song in the beginning. I thought that was a good song. Check that positive out. Characters aren't good, but are a little more engaging than Fives, I will say. They're not great, but I actually get something out of them with Breckenmeyer, at least, and the Carlos character. They actually made me want to pay attention to scenes. It was really just them two, something about it. Maybe it was just because it was Breckenmeyer. I was like, oh, Brecken fucking Meyer. And then the Carlos dude, he at least had a fucking energy about him. Some people talk about, like what's the map say when the map's just, like, engulfing him in the back of the van? He's like, the map says we're fucked.
Oh, yeah, that was Carlos. Okay.
Yeah, that was fine. Like, that. He at least was like, oh, like, Carlos is okay. I don't mind him. And, of course, they made the decision to kill him off first. Good job, guys. Now, there is some cool cameos in this movie, actually.
Are there?
Yeah, like Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah.
Not Rosie
That
O'Donnell. Roseanne. I don't know why I said Rosie O'Donnell. Tom Arnold. I want to say Alice Cooper plays the dad.
I don't remember.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I was
does.
thinking of something completely different.
I want to say he does. I'm not a big 80s rock guy as much as I love 80s horror movies. I mean, I could point out Alice Cooper, but he's not in his, like, dark fucking makeup. You know, back when it was cool to wear makeup and eyelash. Yeah, I don't know why that worked so well, but it did in the 80s. I liked a few parts of leading up to Carlos' death, dude. I think there's what I like about a lot of people don't like when Freddy is like creeping up behind him like this and he's like joking around. I'm not a big fan necessarily of that, but there is an element of him playing with his victim, and that's something I miss a little bit. And now it's become more about the set pieces and everything, but he's playing with Carlos, which was kind of cool. I like seeing Freddy do that again. Then I liked where he's dropping the little pins down and Carlos' ear, and then the kill of Carlos where his head explodes, I do. But him, like, on the board doing this, I didn't like at all. It was too cheesy and weird. So there's elements of Carlos' death that I do kind of like, but other ones I don't. I think Freddy looks like complete garbage, dude. I don't know who put this together. My condolences, but you did not do a good job. I don't know. There's no way you left the chair and were like, looks good, right? There's no way. Or you were like, that was the best you can come up with, and you're like, the guy came in and was like, that's the best you can do? I paid you good money. It's just like, oh, we're fucked, dude. Just like the fucking map. Okay. Yeah, and Freddy's just more cringe than ever in this movie. I like Freddy revealing he's not the one kid's dad. It wasn't executed great because it's more corny shit where he's like pushing the bed of needles so he can fall. But it was a good little switcheroo that's just like, oh shit. Like if it was in a better movie, you'd be like, oh dude, the whole time, like this dude, we've been thinking the whole time it was for him, but not in a good movie, so it doesn't work, but at least like the idea. And honestly, man, after he reveals he's not the one kid's dad, that's about where I check out. Because, like, honestly, to that point, it was somewhat entertainingly bad to me. Like, it wasn't good or great by any means. But after that scene, it's like, I'm just done with the movie. Like, all the characters that were okay in a bad way have left. It starts to seem like it takes itself a little too serious with the jokiness, and it just doesn't work. And, I like the collage of clips from every movie at the end credits. So I was like, oh, yeah, that, and that. And that's all I got to say, dude. There's not much great to say about Freddy's
I
death.
didn't like the pins dropping scene that which had mad potential to me. Whenever he was messing with Carlos and he was like dropped the one pin and then he caught it and then he had a whole handful of them and then dropped them. I felt like that scene had so much potential, but it was off-putting. Like everything about it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about Carlos' dad. It's like a love-hate relationship. I like some of the ideas, and I like that he's actually kind of playing with Carlos. He is legitimately getting some type of sadistic enjoyment out of what he's doing. Whereas, like, every other fucking kill in, like, the last few movies, it hasn't felt like that to me. There is no sadistic joy out of what he's doing. It's just like, here's my one-liner, and then I'll kill you. Like, and it's just like, nope. But that's why I give Carlos' kill at least a little touch of, it's all right. But that's sad, dude, if that's the best thing. On to bigger and better things, hopefully for y'all as well. New Nightmare. Rodney, go. I know you got.
I like New Nightmare.
Thank you, sir. The sound was good in this one.
I like how Wes Craven directed it, and then how he was in it.
No, I'm just playing.
And how it starts off on a movie set with him.
It was kind of ahead of its time. With
Yeah,
it was cool.
The whole
it's
intro.
Pre-Scream too.
It's what?
That's the thing about New Nightmare. It's like pre-Scream, and it's almost like a
Scream.
That's what's cool about it. You can almost see where Craven came up with the idea for Scream. He kind of dabbled with that in this movie because it's like self-aware.
Yeah.
It knows what it's doing. It's not exactly like Scream, obviously, but then he did this movie and he's like, okay, people dig that, and I think he kind of like add a few, tweaks, and he's like, let's make a new killer with this kind of thought where we're self-aware. New Nightmare, I think, definitely needs some credit for that.
Yeah, I think they went the right direction with New Nightmare. New Nightmare had a newer taste, I guess, in it.
Oh my God!
A whole different look
Delicious.
to it. Also, it was what 4 years after the sixth one or seventh.
Jesus, dude, that's crazy. It doesn't seem like it at all.
Because it was 91 was the one before it.
It's weird, dude. Because
this one was 94.
When the sixth one ends, I feel like there's a huge gap. But now that like I'm hearing it out loud, I'm like, damn, it like was. I think the sixth one came out in like 91.
Yeah, it was like a 4-year gap. I think
94.
The picture quality was completely different. Like I was telling you when I watched it
removed. It feels
in my
like.
house. I watched it on the same TV and the same, my PlayStation or whatever the whole time. But this one looked the best, and I actually got the sound quality that it deserves, as a horror movie.
Yeah.
So that was a major plus for me, like coming
you get to
new.
borrow my Friday Blu-ray, so you should be happy with that.
I can't wait till Friday.
Me neither. Is it? It's Friday now. Okay,
Tomorrow's Friday.
It's Friday.
It is
Friday. Gotta get down.
That's a banger. That was a
terrible
track right there.
But yeah, I like
God dang it.
the animatronic claw deal. I like how they did that.
Yeah,
I think that was a pretty solid.
That was a great deal.
integration.
That was my one talking point.
Oh my God!
I'm kidding.
I was like, you must not like this movie either. Shit.
The kill in the pickup truck when the claw comes out of the seat and right into his chest, like
Jeez,
that.
I like it.
That right there is something gritty. I mean, it's a
It's
gritty
quality.
scene, but it's like it like actually like I felt it. I was like, oh, that sucks. It's been years since I've seen these anyway.
Definitely sucks. Nobody's like, that must have felt great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh my God, dude! What it would be like.
But yeah, I think overall this movie had like really good potential, and they followed through with it, and they came out with a good Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you almost can't say Freddy movie because it's technically not Freddy.
No, it's not Freddy. It's Freddy.
It's Freddy, but it
it's
ain't.
Robert Englund.
Yeah, well, it's a demon possessing Freddy essentially, but it's Freddy. It's not, but it is. Okay.
I love that Nancy is back, but as herself, Heather. Like Ronnie said, the guy getting slashed in the car and killed, and then Heather kind of feels like it was Freddy that did it, notices the slash marks on his body whenever she goes to the morgue to check him out, and the guy's like doesn't want to show her the chest. He's like, usually we don't go past the head because it's going to be an open casket.
Motherfucker.
And then Freddy pulling Dylan into that casket, and then that's when Heather really realizes, like, oh, damn it, he's back. What am I going to do? I sympathize with Heather. Her husband died by Freddy. Her son is acting strange because Freddy, and now she's unsure of everything in her life right now. The one scene where Freddy comes out of the closet, literally.
That's in 2, bro. That was the gay nightmare.
No. And then Freddy looked terrible. He looked like the Jeepers Creepers guy.
Really? I like the way Freddy looks in this movie.
So you like the way the Jeepers Creepers guy looks?
I love the way the Jeepers Creepers guy
I agree with that.
Let
Just
me
like
tell
Freddy.
you why it works. It looks good.
I didn't say it looked bad. I just said
but
it looks
but
like.
as Freddy, it looks weird.
Yeah.
But here's why it works for me, because it's not technically Freddy. It's like an incarnation of Freddy. It's like a demon taking over the character of Freddy. And for that reason, it works, since it's not technically Freddy.
Yeah, I still call him Freddy.
I mean, it is. She's going to call him Freddy, too. But
Yeah.
it's not actually Freddy in there. It's like a demon taking the body of Freddy and the embodiment of him. And for that reason, that's why the look works.
Yeah.
Because it does look good. It's just like, if it was just supposed to be Freddy and just a new Nightmare movie, a new Nightmare, haha, it'd just be like, well, that looks nothing like Freddy. But because it is that demon, that's why I'm like, okay, new look, looks good. It's not technically Freddy. Put a little spice on it. I dig it. That's just my rebuttal, if that means anything.
No, yeah.
I was hoping you'd be like,
I-
I never
I
thought
don't-
about it like that. You're just like, no,
Oh, yeah.
it sucks,
I
bro.
was already looking on to the next movie and making my point.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I've
Really?
been done for like 3 minutes.
No way, guy.
Yeah,
I'm not
done.
your buddy, guy. I'm not
What
your
do you got?
guy,
Oh
buddy.
my gosh.
This is a good movie. Oh my god.
Gee.
It was so good to have everyone back after the garbage movies we just endured. I mean, that's pretty much universally renowned. It's a cool idea to flip this on its head and bring it into real life. It really is. It's kind of what I touched on. We were talking about that and like the Scream thing. Miko Hughes was cool to see as the kid. I mean, that's the guy that played Gage, for y'all that don't know, in Pet Sematary. Oh my God! Like, I mean, he's still got it. He's got a little acting chops in him for a young kid. But him as Gage, that was flawless. You can't recreate that. It's a cool opening, I think, with the hand coming to life. I thought that was kind of interesting, watching them tear everybody up like that. Really set the movie off. Like, oh shit, Freddy's not fucking around right now. But that kind of comes to my negative. Could use some more kills. That kind of set it off, but there's not many kills in this movie, honestly. There's the beginning, which is just like a dream sequence. And then there's the dad, which you talked about, which is great. And then there's what the fuck's her name, where he's like, you ever play Skin the Cat? That, like, but it's basically a recreation of the first movie's Kill with Tina, and it's not as good. That's basically the kills in this movie. There's a lot of space in between them. I don't mind having a lot of kills, but a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, I'd like to see some more fucking kills. And another movie suffers from that too, that I'll get to. It's cool seeing how the characters start referring to themselves from the movies. Like, why did I call you that? It's almost like the movies are truly coming to life. Dylan on top of the playground as a parent scares the shit out of me, dude. Like, I mean, even as Gage, dude, when I watch Pet Sematary now, dude, I'm like, fuck if that happened. When you become a parent, dude, horror movies change for you a little bit. They really do. And that scene, like, I can only imagine being with Aria, like, oh, she's just playing, like, how the fuck did you get up there? You gotta run over and catch. I can only imagine what Nancy was thinking of that. And as a huge, and I mean huge, fan of the first two, I appreciated the return to form of Freddy, dude. After all that corny shit through 3, through 4, through 5, through 6, we finally got a creepy, kind of dark Freddy again. It's really, honestly, it's so odd seeing Robert Englund spooked by Freddy. He's over there, like, drawing he's fucking making paintings of him. It's like, what the? It's just odd, dude, seeing, like, you're the guy that plays Freddy. Now you're scared of Freddy. Like, I never in a million years thought I'd see that in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. So, you know, props to that. It's just kind of cool because you never thought you'd get it. It's kind of a slow build, honestly. Like, when I'm watching this movie, even when I watch it now, I'm like, all right, let's get going. Let's get going. I like a slow build. We're like an hour and 10 minutes into the movie. Let's make this shit pop off. But if you can stick it out for the ride, dude, it's more than worth it, 100%. I wonder if you'd enjoy it even more on a second watch. Maybe not, maybe so. Good on them bringing Lynn Shay back. I thought that was cool to see her in the movie again. the newscast, man, when they're reporting on those guys that just from the beginning they got killed by the Freddy glove. I like how they added that on the actual news for Nancy to see. It made it even more real for me. And one of my favorite lines that gets me every time is what you were saying in the closet, where Freddy just kind of looks up and he's like, "Miss me?" Like, that gets me every time. And I think it is, even though it can be kind of a negative that it took so long to get going, but you're like an hour, 10 minutes of the movie, you're desperate to see Freddy. And when he comes out that, "Miss me," it's just like, yes. Like, I feel that line every time. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, that quick, "Miss me." I could watch that all day. I like the homage to Tina's kill with Julie, like I was talking about, but don't love it. Again, it's cool as a homage, so I will give it that much. But when you only have like
Homage.
homage,
I don't know. I think it's
that's another tomato.
homage.
Pay
tomato.
homage.
yeah, pay homage.
I've also heard homage.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. Okay, I got these tomatoes.
We're all a little crazy.
I go a little crazy sometimes.
Ronnie looks pissed over there for some reason. What's he so mad
I
about?
don't know, dude. He's like, "You're not giving this movie this kind of score," but it works. I like it for that reason. But I'm also like, man, you're kind of void of original kills here. You only got one other kill in the fucking movie, so that's where it's kind of a mixed bag for me. But it's cool as a homage, as you say it.
Yes, homage.
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 Yeah, homemade. There you go.
Homemade.
Homemade ice cream. I got some in the fridge, guys.
Homemade ice cream.
Yeah, we'll be out. We'll be back. No, I'm just playing. The freeway scene I thought was really cool with Freddy kind of over the top, like picking up. Oh my god, dude! And then fucking Nancy. I don't know how she avoided cars for so long, but she did. It's still a cool scene. I dig how the under the covers. I don't know what you're doing, but I had to look.
My back is hurting.
He was
What
bragging
about your
about that
neck?
chair.
Your pussy and your crack. Yeah. Okay. I do dig how the under the covers kind of like led to Freddy's lair, if you will. I thought that was cool watching Nancy slide down, dude. And Freddy's lair has a nice set design to it. It really is cool looking. And I think the end sequence in general, like in the furnace with Freddy's grave with the long tongue and all that, had a great time with it. New Nightmare, solid flick.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, we're gonna get a little preview for Jason in this one. It looks like.
Yeah. All right, I'll start off. The opening scene with Jason walking out of the fog and that music is playing.
Great.
That's so freaking badass.
Jason is a fucking beast.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna run through some scenes. Jason's mom turns into Freddy, and then you find out Lori, her old boyfriend, is in a mental hospital, and they see Lori's house on the news. So, what's his name? Jason and I think what is this? Mark.
Yeah.
They escape
so.
they escape the mental mental hospital.
Sorry, whatever.
I love
those in
the
these movies, I guess.
I love the cornfield party scene.
Oh, that's fucking great. It's like a massacre.
Yeah. Freddy kills Mark. Freddy kills Mark in front of Lori and Will, and that's the only kill that Freddy
Yes,
has in
I was
the
gonna
whole
say
movie.
But I will say this much: at least it feels more personal than the other kills, you know.
Then they go to the mental hospital to try to get some hypnosil, which is the drug that stops them from dreaming, so they won't have to go against Freddy. The scene where Freddy becomes that stoner guy and is dropping all the pills in the sink and
Jay
stuff.
from Jay and Silent Bob's son, or whatever the fuck he is.
And then you find out it's Freddy. He's like ruining everything. And then he gets the tranquilizers and just stands there, waits for Jason. They're like, "What are you doing?" Because they know he's.
Let me have this, bitch.
He freaking right in the neck. And right after he tranquilizes Jason, he gets his body sliced in half.
That was a cool kill.
The Freddy vs. Jason scene and Jason's sleep, that was pretty dope. And then Jason becomes his little kid self, and Freddy puts that knife in his temple.
Oh God!
I felt that. That made me
did too,
cringe
every time.
And then the scene where Freddy faces Jason in the real world, and he his face when he looks at him, he's like, "Oh shit, this is a bad idea. I shouldn't have came into the real world."
Yeah, they get every time that scene, dude. I get goosebumps. Like, here we go.
That girl, what's her name? Is it Kia?
It's a motherfucker, dude. It's Monica Keena is the actress. Her name is
Kia.
fuck it. Just
I
roll
put
with
Kia. Like the car.
Dude.
She's like, well, she's making fun of Freddy like to his face, and then Jason just comes up and just.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, you talking about Kelly Rowland. Scared.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Monica Keena's character.
No, I forgot what her name is.
What is her name? Fuck. Now that you said Kia, I'm over here like I can't.
think
make
it
my
starts-
bag.
I
It
don't
might
know.
be Kia. I'm like, is it Kia? What the
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland.
fuck?
Keep it rolling. All right.
Right.
Then Freddy's shooting them air tanks at Jason. I was like, that's cool. And then
Yeah,
Freddy
it's
drops
dope.
them spikes on him.
That was sick too.
And then the end, Freddy is about to kill Laurie and Will with Jason's machete, and then Jason stabs through Freddy because he cut off his arm. He stabs through Freddy with Freddy's own arm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Laurie cuts off Freddy's head with the machete, and then they go in.
my world, bitch.
It explodes, and then they go in the water.
Excuse me, I'm getting a lot of texture.
This is my time to shine. Like I get like 3 minutes of podcast, and this is what happens.
Let me try to get to where I was. I'm over here taking pictures. Apparently, yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I was on a roll, and I lost my train of thought.
I'm so
I like to
sorry,
see-
Tyler.
Yeah, when Jason's like back on the dock and he has
Ugly
Freddy's
cry.
head in his hand.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene. This movie sucked ass. That's no, I talk about it that much.
Yeah.
No, this movie was all right. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too great.
Her name was Kia.
Boom.
Yeah, that's what
I
threw
know
me
a
off.
character's
It's 'cause
name.
Kia. Well, I thought you were talking about the main girl, the way you presented it. And when you said Kia, I had Keena in my head. Monica Keena plays Laurie, and I was like, "Oh, you mean the?"
No. I knew
Good
a
job.
character's name, so give me props.
Dude, I give you all the props, dude.
Alright, that's
I got
all I gotta
props
say.
all around here.
I'm done with Freddy vs. Jason.
I like Freddy vs. Jason. I think it's a pretty cool concept, and I think it worked out pretty well. I like how Freddy did at the beginning of the movie. They brought back his tendons,
Mhm.
puppet mastery stuff. That I remember when it first came out. That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I hate.
I would check my
tendons.
feet and everything all
Me
the
too.
time. Like if I had an
Even
itch, I'd be like,
tenderloins.
"This ain't
don't like
good."
the meat.
But dude, mainly just the brute force and them two fighting each other was just, to me, is just epic. I loved
Yeah,
every
it's
second
fun.
of it.
Yeah, Jason with the brute force and Freddy with the slick slime moves
Yeah.
he's got.
Dude, he would spend so much time like slicing and dicing Jason. He just stands there staring at him while he's like cutting on his stomach and shit.
Mhm.
Don't
Like
do
it's,
nothing.
dude, Jason's a badass, but
He
so
really
is
is.
Freddy in his own world. And then of course the ending was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
guess
ending was probably the best part.
the beheading and then the little wink. at the end.
Yes, sir. Solid enough opening, and Freddy immediately has a darker vibe again, which I love.
100% darker.
And I think honestly, it's a solid enough reasoning for Freddy and Jason to play off of each other. Now, it's not like, oh my God, where'd you come up with that idea? But for what they're given, I mean, how else are you going to get these guys to collide in some way? It was good. They had a good enough reason to make this movie. It wasn't like, oh, they shouldn't have made this movie.
I was so excited when this movie came out.
Oh my God, I
You
was
know
there
what I mean?
day one, dude.
I was
Hyped as
pumped.
fuck. One of the best theater experiences to this day. It was amazing. Jason is huge and menacing, but I will say he's not quite as agile. He looks good, but he's very stiff in this movie. Like when he's throwing his fucking, I almost said sword. Forgive me, Friday the 13th fans. Machete. He's like. He's very like almost robotic with it. Definitely not one of my favorite Jasons. Maybe my least favorite Jason, although I do like his size. I'll say that. And he looks creepy standing there. Excuse me. Great soundtrack given the style of horror film.
God,
Now
oh
you've-
my God, dude, that bird,
Ooh. Is that rough, sir?
dude. I just smelled Rolling Rock right through my nose.
I think it might be this IPA. It's sitting a little heavy.
Whatever it was. Damn, it hit me
Yeah,
hard.
dude, I'm saying. But in general, dude, the soundtrack, you've heard me harp on how I don't like certain soundtracks in these movies, dude. But for this style of horror film that, you know, rocker style works, this is Ronnie Yu, I believe his name is. He's the same dude that did Bride of Chucky. So he's kind of known for that, dude. I think he was like a music video director. And there's a certain flash and style to his movies. I love both of these flicks. Or shouldn't say love, but I at least love this one at one point. I mean, kills galore, but it's really one-sided in Jason's favor. I was going to say that as well. I like how Freddy is hampered for a change. You know what I mean? Like, not being strong enough yet, and Jason stealing his kills, dude. It's a nice build-up with that, because we're used to Freddy just being on top, and Freddy legitimately not being strong enough yet. I'm not used to seeing that, so I thought it was interesting watching him go through that and actually verbally talking to himself about it, like, I'll let Jason have a little fun. And then Jason, you ain't even got to say that. He's going to have some fun.
You had all the fun except for one fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking.
You missed out on one fun.
Not to quote Mac from Predator, but he's going to have himself some fun. Yeah, and the characters here, they're not great, but they're not too bad. They're a lot better than some of the more recent ones we've had. Freddy and Jason fighting is a little bit more on the corny side of things for me, but come on, man. It's cool as fuck seeing two icons brawl out like that. I don't understand this. I don't understand why Jason is afraid of water. I still don't get that. We've seen in the other Friday the 13th movies, he goes into water like it's nothing. Now, I know on paper you're like, well, he drowned by water. Yeah, but we have enough evidence in the other movies that we do not. He doesn't give a shit about that. He will go in water and literally kill you. You've seen that many a time. I think I heard that Ronnie Yu actually didn't go back and watch these movies. He kind of like did his own thing with it, but I mean that's a huge like plot. Like, why is Jason shrimping up and turning into like a little kid? Maybe you can argue because it's in the dream world, Freddy can make it more intense, but it just seems a little off-putting. Freddy and Jason's dream sequence. Freddy looks amazing. That short, brief stint where she's she's trying to pull Jason up, and Freddy's pulling him down, and then Freddy like leaps above the dock. And you see him for a second. He's like this dream demon, and it's like all red in the background. That looks amazing. One of the best Freddy looks, I'll say. And it's kind of intense seeing Monica Keena running around hoping to be woke up. I mean, she's just like, somebody wake me up, wake me up. That gets me going because I'm like, dude, is somebody going to fucking wake her up? Jesus Christ. And then, of course, what you said. Somebody finally does, which nobody does. She gets burned. And you get that moment where Freddy realizes he isn't in the dream world anymore, and it's fucking priceless, dude. And Freddy is fucking getting dragged through all those fucking windows, dude. You're like, Jason's gonna run away with this, but not so fast, man. Not so fast. Because Freddy has his say too, dude. It seems like he's outsmarting him. He's faster. Freddy held his own not in the dream world way more than I thought, and especially way more after that original take where he looked scared. Jason was laying him out. Freddy kind of made a little moment to come back. I like the way that Linderman went out. I thought that was awesome. Like, he played it like a G. He was, like, bleeding out there, and he's like, no, seriously, I'm fine. I'm just going to rest here for a second, go. And then he just kind of like bleeds out. Like, I felt for him in that moment. I'm like, that was kind of cool the way they did him like that. And Linderman in general in this movie, I liked him a lot as a character. I like how they got to fuck each other up with each other's weapons in general. It was like machete, just like hitting him with the machete over and over again. Freddy was lighting him up. And then, like you said, Jason, he got him with his own fucking hand, but he got him with the glove. So that's the only way you could have done that, is if his arm was cut off. So I'm glad they found a way to do that, because if Jason would have been like, my turn, it would have been like, all right, that's a little too much, dude. So they found a way to do that, which was cool. And I wish there was more of a definitive winner. I love Freddy to death, man, but Jason is my guy at heart. But even then, man, like, if Jason would have lost, I'd have been like, okay. I hate how they never have the balls. I feel like you can already see it before it happens. You're like, dude, they're not going to do this. And I know Jason was carrying his head, but honestly, it's hard for me to say. I feel like Freddy was fucking up Jason more than Jason was fucking up Freddy. And Jason didn't even kill Freddy. Like, Jason looked like he was dead in the dirt till, like, bam, like Monica Keena came in, Laurie's character, and kind of interrupted things. And then Jason did the like punch through and all that shit, ripped his arm off. But Jason was on the ropes there. So you can almost make it, even though, you can make a case that even though Jason is the one holding Freddy's head, Freddy's fucking winking, got him right where he wants him. And the last time they fought, I think Freddy got the better of Jason. And then I love the end credit song, the El Nino song. Forget what it's called exactly, but that song, dude, I've always loved that. It's just one of those weird things where the movie ends, I'm like, oh yeah, and then you get the bonus of this track. Freddy vs. Jason, it's not a movie I like as much as when I was younger, but it's still tons of fun, honestly. And then the remake happens.
Let me go.
Go for it,
Ronnie.
dude.
I'll go on and start. I don't like this movie at all. I really have nothing
All right.
to
Nice,
say.
dude.
I was in love with the idea of Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger. I thought that was going to be fantastic. He's got that dark face to him anyway, as is. So I thought it had great potential. Characters were dead to me. They didn't have any kind of.
Dude, I like the
Like,
characters.
I couldn't do the characters.
I don't
in it.
like 'em at all.
To me, they were just like literally following a script the whole entire movie. There was no like emotion, no, no scare. Like the scare factor that this movie should have had, was probably at like a 2 compared to what it should have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
But no, I mean, the kills weren't even all that like.
I'm slipping, dude. I just looked at my shit. Was like, oh shit, I have no ranking wrote down.
Oh, you need to rank them.
Yeah, no, it's all. I'll have it done by the time y'all get done talking.
But yeah,
oh, you're up. So
The kills were underwhelming in the movie. The vibes were off for me. I think it was a wasted opportunity, to be honest.
you say so.
I'd say so myself.
The opening dinner scene I enjoyed with Dean slicing his own throat.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Ugh. I think Jackie Early Haley
Here we go, dude.
did a good job of becoming the new Freddy. Freddy kills Chris's dog Rufus, and I turned the movie off. So that's all I got.
That's it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I was like,
didn't really. I made it past that. Chris getting thrown around the room, just like in the first movie, but she gets thrown around so violently, and the what he wrote on the torso was a great. I thought it was a great kill. I thought she was going to be the main character, and I was like, even the main characters can die so early. When Jesse, everyone thinks it's Jesse, and he goes to jail, and you're just like, okay, he's dead. What's he gonna do? He can't do nothing but pretty much sleep, and he can't escape. The parents try to keep Freddy a secret that they all killed him because of back in kindergarten. I love the scene of Freddy before he became Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah, it don't bother me as much as other people. A lot of people hate the backstory.
No, I like.
It's that less is more thing. There's a lot of people though that are just like, do you even know this franchise? Where they talk about how like they made Freddy a child molester. It's like, dude, that was always insinuated.
Yeah, and then the scene with Quentin in the pool, and then dreaming of the scene where Freddy's running from the parents and they burn everything down and kill him, and then he comes out running after him. I thought that was a pretty good scene. I like this one. It could have been better with what they had, but I liked it.
Yeah, this movie's very frustrating to me. I think it's a great opening credits, and it's a great opening scene in general, kind of like what you touched on. And a return to form, much welcome for Dark Freddy, dude. And Jackie Earl Haley in this movie in general, dude, just kills it as Freddy, dude. I mean, he gets so much flack for this movie. Not really flack. I shouldn't say that because they're not like, Jackie Earl Haley ruined it. But because it's a bad movie, people don't realize that Jackie Earl Haley was as good as he was. It was everything around him, and honestly, the look of Freddy. It just doesn't work. I mean, I get what they're going for. I really do. The look of Freddy, they tried to, I think they even came out and said this, they tried to make him look more like an actual burn victim, but aesthetically pleasing, it just isn't the same. It's probably better than 5 and 6 where they didn't even fucking try, but it's not good. It doesn't look as good as the old original Nightmare on Elm Street visual of fucking Freddy Krueger. It just ain't there like that. Freddy's voice and lines, again, on point as fuck, dude. Finally, I've been waiting for this kind of shit. I really enjoy the Tina character again. Well, this movie, she's Chris, but Christina, that's the whole little play they did right there. Oh, how clever. But, I get it. Even though it sucks because she gets murdered, right? And that's just like how it was in the first one. Tina gets killed after, she was a great character. But the thing about the first one, I kind of touched on this, is Nancy comes in and she picks up the slack. And this one, the new Nancy comes in and the other fucking dude that looks out of it every fucking scene come in, and they can't handle the flack. So the fact that Christina dies stands out more, and you're just kind of like, man, like what this movie could have been if she would have stayed, because she's the only character that felt alive in this whole movie.
I didn't like Nancy in this one.
No, not at all.
I did like Quentin though. I did like him.
Really, I wasn't a fan of him. And Rooney Mara, dude, I think she's came out and said she didn't want to even do this movie, so that kind of shows why her and Quentin just has a look like he's asleep. Like, he just looks like the whole time. I don't know if that's a creative decision where they're kind of just like, act like you're tired because you've been staying up for so long, but it just doesn't work. The movie feels lifeless. When
he keeps popping them pills to keep him awake. So I guess they had to make him look tired. He might look like that in real life, though. It seems like he really does. I think he really does.
They're like, you look sleepy. How about you getting a Nightmare on Elm Street?
Got a full 8 hours last night.
Yeah, and overall, too, with this movie, a whole lot of scenes are from the original, and they're just not done nearly as well. I mean, if you're going to bring them back, it's cool to have the homage. The homage. But it just isn't executed well. So instead of being like, oh, that's cool, and they put a cool spin on it, it's like the exact same, and it's like, God, I mean, they're not really doing that homage very well, because it's like, God, like it was way better in the
It's hard to do a good homage.
It is, dude, that damn homage. And then I think it has some solid cinematography. I'll give that as well. And a quick little tidbit. I love the line. I forget what it is when they kill what the fuck's his name. Damn it. The ones I'm not as big a fan of. It doesn't stick with me as much. But Tina or Christina, Chris's little boyfriend or whatever, is like, I didn't kill her. I guess
Jesse.
they broke up. He when he gets stabbed through the fucking right through the chest. That's a great scene where Freddy's talking to him and he has him like upside down. I can't remember the exact line, but he's like, did you know that the brain after the heart stops stays active for like 8 more minutes? Like, that means we have 6 more minutes to play. Like, little lines like that just fucking kill it. Jackie Earle Haley was awesome. But this one also, I think, suffers from the kill ratio. It starts off with a couple kills, and then it ends with old dude getting hit through the chest, but you don't see another kill. That's like towards the beginning of the movie, till the very end where the mom gets stabbed in the eyes and pulled through, which is one of the few things that were done better that we're paying homage. But in general, man, this is an average-ass flick to me. We on to the rankings.
Yeah, Ronnie, you take the rankings first.
Start with the last one. And, hey, you go, too, because I got to piss.
All right.
Is that okay with you, bud? You want me to make it through here?
I got to piss, too.
Do you?
I've been holding in for, like, the whole podcast.
Me too.
All right, Rodney.
We'll just wait.
You want to just wait?
Yeah.
Definitely go.
Well, talking to your mic. You got anything you want to say to the 200 fans that might watch this?
Hey, guys.
That it? Go ahead,
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. It's just been a really wild. I get real personal.
Dude, 5 and 6 were trash.
Which ones were 5 and 6? Let's see
Freddy's
what I got.
Dead.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
complete, utter travesty.
Well, go ahead, start your rankings.
Okay.
I need
So,
worst to first.
worst to first, A Nightmare on Elm Street 6, which I'm pegging a 3.0. Solid 3.0.
3.0. Are you just now starting?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, Tyler was talking about his feelings and
I
shit.
had a really rough week, guys.
Used to Josh being here. He's a little soft.
Burn.
What is that? That's so rude. So rude.
You got more mass, bro.
All right, Rodney's worst movie
Not
was
mass,
6.
ass.
Nightmare
My worst
6.
at number 10 is A Nightmare on Elm Street 6 with a 3.0.
Number 9, actually.
My number 9 is
Number
A
8.
Nightmare on Elm Street 5, which is not Freddy's Dead. That's Dream Master, the 5th one.
The 5th one is Dream Child.
Child, Dream Child, trash.
Close enough.
3.5 for me. Number 8 comes A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, with a 4.5. Number 7.
How many movies you got on there? I just realized you
1,
said
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So
okay, I could have swore you already said 2.
I said okay.
So Freddy's Dead was your worst, and then remake at number 8.
No, number 8 is 5.
Then okay, I don't know how that happened. Well, 7's your remake. Okay, unless I'm losing my mind. I could have swore you said number 8, the remake. and I was
Oh,
like,
it's
you-
because I started at 10 instead of 9.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
I said that, and no
I
one.
was like, what? There's not 10 movies. You had me
Okay.
all right, continue. I'm sorry for interrupting, but you had me so confused.
9, 8, 7. At number 6, we got A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 with a 5.5.
No.
Number 5, I've got A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, at a 6.0.
All right.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Number 4 is Freddy vs. Jason with a 6.5.
Nice.
Number 3, Wes Craven's New Nightmare with a 7.0.
Okay.
Number 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 at a 7.5.
Really? I dig that rating. I'm happy somebody likes it like
Yeah.
that.
And number 1, the OG itself, A Nightmare on Elm Street with a 7.5 as well.
Oh damn.
What's
You like
your
the fourth one's this close to being
I'd have
your
to
favorite.
say 4 and 1 were definitely my 2 favorites, but it was like really difficult for me to choose which one. But then OG is an OG, so I picked it.
What's your overall of the whole franchise? What do you think?
Probably a 6.5.
That's okay.
Nice.
Mine and Rodney's were most of them were the same, but you're gonna be mad. Number 9, I got Freddy's Dead 6, The Final Nightmare at a 2.0.
Damn.
It is so bad.
It's not
So
good,
bad.
that's for sure.
Number 8, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child. I gave it a 3.5. It's terrible. Number 7, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. I gave it a 4.5.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
I know.
Not even a 5.
I know.
God dang.
Number 6, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I gave it a 5.
That hurt a lot of other people's souls.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Number 5, Nightmare 4, Dream Master. Gave it a 5.5. Number 4, Freddy vs. Jason. Gave it a 6.
We got into the good movies finally.
Number 3, New Nightmare. Gave it a 6.
Jesus.
The Nightmare remake gave it a 7. But the OG comes in at number 1 with a 7.5.
Damn.
And my overall for the franchise is a 5. I thought it was going to be so much better than what it was. I was so bummed because I haven't seen these movies in so long, and I was so happy to rewatch them, and then I was just heartbroken by how bad the bad ones were, and then there's so many just mediocre ones on the average line. I don't want to watch these again for a while, though.
You don't want to watch them again.
No, not for a while.
Man, you're crazy. That's all I'm going to say.
Do we have Josh's?
No.
Oh, fuck.
He didn't show up tonight.
You're right. I didn't think I heard him.
Yeah.
We might have to call him. Are we going to call him? Do we going to do this?
Dude, he ain't going to say his rankings. You think? He hasn't. No, he won't say his rankings.
We're going to need a ranking, though. I guess we can. We'll take ours and we'll adjust it at some point. Should have been more prepared, dude. That's a lot. That's kind of
Prepared
creepy,
fucks,
dude.
Well, that's the BOB ranking. That's
Okay, we'll get to it.
pretty
All
low.
right. So, all right.
You're the only one keeping it afloat.
I'm trying here, guys. I'm fucking trying. For me, number 9, Dream Child. Whoo, this is a 2.5 out of 10 to me. I cannot stand this fucking movie. Number 8 is Freddy's Dead at a 3.5 out of 10. The only reason why Freddy's Dead is better than Dream Child to me because it's not boring. It's at least like stupid.
Jason again.
Dude, what the hell, man?
Oh my God.
That almost took my shoulder off.
Jason, is he okay? Oh my God.
Yeah, I got him right here. You put him down on the table.
What? Is this
Lean him against your
is this
ear.
John Claude Van Jason, dude? What is this?
That's what we were laughing about so hard at the very beginning of the podcast.
Well, fuck, I'm not laughing. I don't even remember where I was. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
you did
Freddy's-
first two.
Yeah, Freddy's Dead is just a little bit better because I actually find myself like enjoying the badness. In Dream Child, I just fucking cannot stand it. Like it's dull. With nothing else is following. I hope. Sorry about that. That's my favorite Jason too, dude. Damn. Number 7 is the remake. We jump out of bad territory and give it a right down the middle average rating at a 5.0. It really is more like a 4.0. So it'd still be at 7, but it's a 5.0 because I love Jackie Earle Haley in the role so much. I got to at least give it that to where it's out of the bad territory, but it's oh so close. Number 6, I also have the unpopular opinion that Dream Warriors is not the best thing ever. Dream Warriors for me, still a good movie though. A little bit better than a good movie because a good movie to me is a 6. I got it at 6.5. Can't go wrong with that. And I'm sure y'all are like, you can definitely go wrong with it. Number 5 for me is Freddy vs. Jason at a 7.0 out of 10. This movie to me used to be like a 10 out of 10. You have no idea how in love I used to be with this fucking film. But now cooler heads have prevailed. I've gotten a little older. I don't like it as much. It's still a blast, though. Got to give it a 7.0 out of 10. The Dream Master is number 4. Again, I think this fares a little bit better than Dream Warriors because I have a second to breathe and I have a second to adjust to the new Freddy. Dream Master with the set design and everything, it just works so well for what it is. Probably way better than it should. Number 3 to me was The Return of Dark Freddy. Every movie from this point on is great. I'll tell you this much, though. New Nightmare is almost not great to me. It's really on the borderline. I want to say it's like a 7.7 and a half. So it's like right down the middle of 7.5 to an 8, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's a creative movie. New Nightmare is barely great. And then amazing, the last two and the first two in the franchise. I'm going to give Elm Street, the original, the number 2 spot, actually. But before you lose your mind, I give that a 9.5. Absolutely love the original Nightmare when he was Fred Krueger. And then number 1, Elm Street 2, dude. That movie has always held such a special place in my heart. And I'm glad to see that more and more people every day are coming around to it, like Rodney
I
and
didn't.
Tyler.
No, I gave it a 4.5.
No, they didn't enjoy it, but Freddie is just too damn good in that movie, and Jesse's amazing. Shout out to you, Mark Patton. Hope you're doing well, man. But other than that, I think that's our ratings, and our overall rating is what, Tyler?
A 6.5.
6.5. That is
Is
not
that the
best.
lowest so far?
I want to say so,
I think it is.
but it can adjust because we're gonna have since we
Josh.
weren't prepared, we'll get Josh to send us
it might
over.
get lower with Josh. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. 6.5. That might be worse than the Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I
Massacre.
thought this was going to be like higher. For me, I thought it was going to be higher than Texas Chainsaw and the Child's Play movies.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Well, I can't say I love it. It's on the strength of the first 2 movies. I just love those movies so much. Everything else, hit or miss. But yeah, man.
Which ones have we covered? Texas Chainsaw, Child's Play. Is this the third?
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah. I
Yeah, you
forgot
can't
about
forget like the
Halloween.
biggest one. Yeah, dude. It's been fun, man. But we only have one more left to do after this, and that, of course, is the Friday the 13th franchise. And if you notice, we got a new friend up here. We got that big ass box set, and man, it's worth every penny. There's a few things that we've heard are off about it. Some people are talking about there's a scene in the uncut version of Jason Goes to Hell. Shout out to Adam Marcus on that one, the director. He's actually talked to them, I think he said, in the group that TJ actually created. But the Jason Goes to Hell group, I think he addressed how he talked to them, and there's a few scenes that need to be corrected. There's a couple things wrong with it, but, I mean, my God, dude, I ain't even complaining. That thing is just fucking beautiful. There's replacement discs. If y'all don't know about it and you've ordered it, I think they're setting up a program. Scream Factory will get it right. I'm just happy we got that set, dude. Beggars can't be choosers for me, but I definitely get where some people are coming from. But we will be diving into all things Jason next week, and it's, you got a little sneak preview of Freddy vs. Jason, but it's gonna be a great time for me, man. Absolutely love that franchise and that character.
Are we gonna do?
Are y'all ready for Friday?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about something real fast.
Something big news.
For you,
Big news is here.
TV show fans. I was actually gonna go live with this, but it just wasn't happening for some reason. Dexter, man,
So happy.
we're all big
So
fans.
This
of it.
is exciting.
Very exciting. I mean, my God, Michael C. Hall's back. I was talking to my buddy Remy. We were kind of talking about like, what if Deb comes back as like the new Harry, and I was immediately like, oh shit, dude, they definitely can
don't
do
really
that.
spoil it. If you haven't seen Dexter, watch it.
Well, I'm not spoiled. I'm talking about what
It's
could
been
happen.
like, oh yeah, but Deb.
Hopefully they can
baby, it's
redeem
been
themselves
forever.
for the last
Yeah.
episode.
Watch Dexter. It's so good.
I don't think that's a spoiler at this point.
What, the Deb died?
Now it is. And I'm just playing. But yeah, dude. I mean, come on, man. Dexter's been done for how many fucking years? That's something that you can
Dude,
openly
Dexter
talk about.
ended the same week that Breaking Bad ended, and it was like the worst week of my life. I didn't know what to do with myself for like a month after that. It was,
I actually didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
yeah, it broke my heart. Both
Both
two
great shows.
of my favorite shows ended the same week.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
Dexter.
about it. I'm just so happy that Dexter is
Me
coming
too.
back.
Dexter's my fave. I can't wait, dude. Michael C. Hall being back. Oh my God.
Yeah, especially the way it ended.
Yeah.
Some people love it, some people hate it.
Let me go into my spiel, and
I didn't like
I'll
it.
say this much: I'm one of the few that defend the ending.
I didn't like
That's
it.
all you need to know. But I'm happy it's back. I actually
Rodney doesn't
love
like
the
it
ending.
either.
Don't love the 8th season, but love the ending. All right.
Movie of the week.
I think my wife's speaking Spanish right now in the other room. You go, Tyler. Why not, right?
My movie of the week is Brawl in Cell Block 99. Vince Vaughn,
Yes.
baby. Oh, he's
It's great seeing
he
him
gets
get
fired
them
from his
serious
job.
roles.
He gets fired from his job, and then he goes home and finds his wife has been, messing around on him.
I forgot he was chilling right there.
So
Doing the weirdest push-ups ever.
So he doesn't have any option, but he goes back to, running drugs for an old buddy of his, and things go wrong. Well, things are going good for a while. Like, they move into a nice house. Him and Jennifer Carpenter are back together. Everything's going great. They're having a baby. But then he's running drugs for an old buddy, and things go wrong, and he ends up in prison. And his old drug running buddy makes him do some pretty messed up stuff in prison.
Good Lord.
I won't tell you why, but it's such a crazy reason why. And if you were given this, ultimatum, do this or this is going to happen, you're going to do what they tell you to do. This movie is so good. It's by S. Craig Zoller. One of his three. All three are amazing. This movie
Can't beat him.
is so damn good. Watch this movie and watch his other ones, Bone Tomahawk and Dragged Across Cement.
Close enough.
Yeah, concrete. But yeah, love this movie.
Yeah, you've already put on for 2 out of 3. I got a feeling next week's gonna be Bone Tomahawk.
It might be.
Brawl is so awesome.
It's so good.
It's
Vince
so
Vaughn,
good.
dude. You don't usually see
That's
him
great.
like this.
It's awesome that he gets these kind of roles, dude.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
killed it in that and Dragged Across Concrete.
He's my favorite working. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what's great about Vaughn is like you saw him get into the serious roles, and it just really didn't work for him. And then he was all out comedy, which I mean, he came
Yeah,
on the scene,
but
with
now he's
comedy,
back.
with, like Swingers and all that shit. But you saw him do them kind of roles, and it seemed like it was like he made a career choice. It's not really working for me, and then he just went full on comedy, and now he's getting a break with these, and you really see. I don't know if it's Zoller or him, but it's whatever's going on. He's
Dude, both
pulling
of
it
them
out
together.
He's
He's in Dragged Across Concrete.
yeah, he's
Jennifer
great.
Carpenter, Vince Vaughn,
Yeah, because
S.
people
Craig
forget,
Zoller.
dude, with Vaughn, dude. Another underrated movie, The Cell, is a great fucking horror flick, mind fuck of a movie. He's in that. I mean, fucking Psycho remake. He's terrible in that. Is Norman Bates.
Lost
I was
World.
about to say that was the next thing coming out. Lost World. You forget he's in those more serious roles, but it's cool to see him bounce back and really do it in a big
Yeah,
way.
when we reveal our top 50s, this movie's going to be in there for me. I won't tell you exactly where, but I think maybe at least 2 of S. Craig Zoller's movies are in there for a fact.
Yeah, it's a toss up for me.
We need to
I'm
do
on the
that
same
soon.
Just do the top.
The
50.
fans want to know.
Mine's already changed.
Mine's changed.
They're gonna like
so
go back
much.
and look at the videos and me saying top 50, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I'll be damned. All those are in his top 50."
Well,
We're
like I
giving him
said,
shit.
Brandon has 150 movies in his top
No,
50.
that's why I started using the term fringe top 50 because there's some I'm like, I feel like they'd be in my top 50, but when you watch as many movies, I mean, I got over 2,000 movies in this motherfucker. Like, your top 50, like that's.
Well, I got an 85-inch at my house, so.
That's true. So, all right, you want to talk about all these posters I got?
Well,
I don't even like posters, bro. I tell you what.
No, we made our top 50s like months ago, and mine.
It's
I'm
changed.
embarrassed by my top 50 I made months ago. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's changed so much. So many good movies I've seen
I
since
got
then.
plenty. And my movie of the week is Cherry Falls, dude. I actually hadn't seen this movie since I was a little kid. I remember it used to come on USA all the fucking time. For whatever reason.
USA.
Characters welcome. That's our country's motto. Little Adam DeMamp reference. But yeah, to the point where it came on USA so much, I thought it was like a USA original, dude. Like, it just confused the fuck out of me. I'm like, was this actually like a great horror movie I missed out on? Because I started hearing about it in groups. And I got to tell you, man, this is kind of a forgotten gem in that post-Scream era, you know, where we got Urban Legend and we got I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those. This is one of the better ones from that era, I think, after watching it. It's kind of got a unique take on it. You know, it's always like the girls that are getting laid or getting killed. In this movie, like this person, I won't say who, is after virgins, dude. If you don't tell Budweiser to go on somewhere with his damn self. But this guy is basically taking out the virgins. He's just fucking slaughtering all
I'd
of
be
them.
dead quick.
Oh, my God, dude.
First version right here, I'm out.
No, Steve Carell is done. But yeah, he kind of has a little bit of a creepy look. The hair is in front of his face. I guess I probably shouldn't have gave away that's a guy, but cat's out of the bag now if you haven't seen this. But, I mean, it's overall kind of creepy, man. And it's got like a good little story, a good little reveal at the end. It's got Brittany Murphy in it when she was real young. I love Brittany Murphy, not just from a crush standpoint. She's one of my all-time crushes, but she just always seemed like a very nice, genuine, good person, dude.
She was a
And
solid actress,
and
too.
she was, as I was going to say, she was a great actress. And then this has got Jay Moore in it, kind of in a more serious role. I kind of like seeing him in this.
That's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, it works. I mean, there's like a slaughter at the end of it that's really cool where people are just getting killed left and right. In general, dude, Cherry Falls is a fun, forgotten slasher, dude, from that post-Scream age that I think should definitely get more love, dude. I'm really glad I gave this another chance and bought the Blu-ray because, man, dude, it's a lot better than I even remember it being. Underrated flick for sure.
We've all been waiting to hear dude, the disrespect.
I was hoping you were going to be like, no! Like, just lose your mind.
We'll plot.
Starts attacking me.
Against you. Just wait till next week.
All right, Rodney, we've all been waiting. We're dying to hear your
Yeah,
movie.
what?
He's been talking this up all week. We have
Yeah.
no idea what it
Yeah,
is.
what-
Apparently, it's the best movie he's ever seen.
What is it called? Precipitation?
It is. It is.
What element of wind is this?
Sand.
I swear to God, if you say like Sand Mountain or something like that, I'm gonna be like, you motherfucker. Every movie you watch has some type of earth in it, like something from Earth, like Ocean's Breeze. It was a great
I
drama.
don't think this one has any of that in it. I don't think so. Anyway, so my movie of the week is a movie called The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Breakdancing Jason. I'm sorry.
And it is directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, which he's made some pretty crazy movies like The Lobster with Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah, I won't eat lobster after that.
Well,
I'm just fine.
Anyway, The Killing of a Sacred Deer follows like a young boy who befriends Colin Farrell's character, who is a surgeon, and his wife Nicole Kidman is in the movie, but he befriends this surgeon, and then they become real close and everything. And then the surgeon, Colin Farrell, finds out why this boy has become close to him like he is, and then a plot of vengeance and just mental breakdown. It's a crazy movie, but it's like mentally fucked. It'll kind of mess you up.
I've actually never seen it. I've heard about it, and I've wanted to see it multiple times. I'm like, I'm gonna add this to cart in Amazon, or like, man, it's just I never.
Yeah.
The ending, the climax scene in this movie is one of those jaw dropping, like you're just like, oh shit, that just happened. Which I'm not gonna give it away because if y'all watch it, you need to watch it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
So-
go watch it. It sounds terrible. I'm just kidding.
I
I,
still
love
haven't
giving
picked my
Rodney
jaw
shit about
before.
everything.
But yes, the killing of a sacred deer.
Deer, which is where do they reside at in the woods?
Is there an actual deer in the movie?
They live in Galigama.
That's a deep cut right there, son. Not a single one of y'all would get that, probably.
I don't get it.
No, but technically, man, deer are in the woods. It all comes back to the elements, bro. Everything Rodney talks about, like Wind River.
Dude, such a good movie.
I know. I think that was one of your ones.
Wind River.
Yeah. Ocean breeze.
I had that movie Waves. That
Yeah,
one week,
waves. Is that a black man's hair? A classic joke.
which almost had nothing to do with water at all.
They're gonna say which almost had nothing to do with African Americans' hair.
I need
like,
to
so
get
it was.
the
I knew it.
digital code for underwater. By the way,
Let's not.
you don't like it?
It's okay. It's
Well,
like
I
a
s-
it's like a 6.5.
Well, I
Something
still
like
want
that,
to
not
watch
too
It means
it.
it's like really amazing
I just
to
want-
Brandon.
No, it is.
6.5 is off the charts.
No, it's like
It's a perfect
it's
movie.
a close
Best movie
average.
ever.
It's got a lot of give and take in it, but Kristen Stewart's really good in it. Actually, I like her in the flick.
Dude, have
She's
you seen
looking
Welcome
hot.
to the Rileys?
No,
with
dude.
her and,
I haven't been welcome there,
James
and I don't know how
Gandolfini?
long. I got way too drunk one day.
He's passed away. Rest in peace.
James Gandolfini. No, I haven't.
It's really good. It's not my movie of the week though.
No,
Yeah,
it
next
doesn't
week.
have an element in the name. It couldn't be. Like, what's this? There's nothing about trees or oceans or bodies of water. Grass. Give me something here, or I'm not watching it.
The Treasures of Oakwood.
I'm telling you, that's the type of shit he be watching. Those are the dramas, dude.
They're all the dramas.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, guys, I guess we'll end on that.
Yep.
note, if we don't have anything else?
Follow us on Instagram at Box Office Banner with a underscore in between each word. Box Office Banner Official.
There it is. Nice.
On YouTube,
fish.
Box Office Banner. We put the podcast up every Tuesday on there, or on Facebook at Project Louder, or us four. When Josh is there, we all share it. So you can go to our Facebooks and find it, or subscribe or follow the Project Louder page. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it, man. That is it. Other than that,
Rodney, you gotta
back.
hit the button. Oh yeah, buy Cincy too.
Yeah, by Cincy, Mallory Thompson,
Mallory, Shelby Bowling, I know does it.
yeah,
Caitlin Goff. Yes,
Caitlin
there's-
Goff.
There's
she
a
does
lot
golf
of people.
a lot.
Contact
Cincy
them
is
by
the shit.
Cincy.
And stay tuned for Friday the
Cincy is the
13th
shit.
next week. Oh my God, it's about to get too real.
Dude.
Spirit fingers, guys.
Okay, I gotta piss. Turn it off. I've had to piss for like 2 hours.
Friday the 13th. I don't think you hit the end button, dog.